For this part of our activity, we are going to try to create the male Automoblox figure, the little blue, purple, green person that sits inside of the cars. So this is number 4 in your packet. I am skipping to number 3 because I would hope that you guys are able to make a basic square rectangle at this point in the year. So what we need to do is draw an ellipse, which is probably the first time that we've actually drawn an ellipse in Inventor. So I'm going to place a sketch, and I'm basically just following the instructions again from my packet. Here is my square. In order to find the center point, I'm going to use the same trick that I used in the previous activity, I think it was. And I'm going to draw myself an X from corner to corner. And this finds my center point, no dimensioning required. Now the ellipse tool, you can see I already have it because I was practicing, is kind of hidden under the circle tool. So if you hit the drop down and you choose ellipse, that's basically how you get it started. So I'm going to start by snapping on the center point of my square. I am going to drag out and then up, and that's going to create my ellipse shape. And the next time that I click, my ellipse has been created. So to dimension an ellipse, it's similar to dimensioning a circle, except that your dimensions depend upon where you drag your mouse. So as I click the ellipse and I drag my mouse over, I'm going to dimension its minor axis, and if I pull it up or down, I'm going to be dimensioning its major axis. So in our plans, our major axis is 0.236, and I'm just going to choose the dimension tool again and go ahead and do its minor axis, which is 0.155. So now I have successfully dimensioned my ellipse. My next step would be to extrude it. But first, you probably want to trim out this middle area. Sometimes you can get away with not doing it. I tried it before and it didn't work. So we're going to trim that out, and we'll make your life easy and finish our sketch. And when we extrude, we're obviously going to choose our profile here, and my depth is going to be 0.115, which I am reading from page 6, number 3. So now I have extruded my ellipse. I'm on number 4. So this is a little tricky. The instructions aren't super clear. So what we're going to do is place a new sketch on top of my ellipse. And it's a little hard to see. It's right there once you make it square. So we are going to project my geometry, and I want to choose my ellipse. And that's going to give me my center point right there. That's actually the most important thing we have. So we're going to choose not our ellipse tool this time, rather we're going to use this offset. So we're going to have our center point, and then we're also going to have this shape. And the offset tool is new for you guys. So we're going to choose this, and we're just going to click on my ellipse shape. And when I do that, you see that it's going to start dragging out an ellipse. And I know that it looks like mine kind of has a little funny tail on the right side. Right there, you can kind of make it out. That won't be there when I actually place it. Now, the one thing that's weird for 2016 Inventor is that it's really difficult to dimension an offset curved surface. So the easiest way to do it is before you actually place it, type in the dimension you want. If you look in the plans, it wants it to be 0.05 away, and if you hit enter, it will place it there just fine. And you can see that this tail area, it was kind of weird here, went away. So my next step is going to be what's called a tapered extrusion. Again, another new thing, everything we're going to be doing for the rest of the year, we're just going to keep building on skills we've already developed. So I'm going to finish my sketch. And this time when I extrude, I actually have 2 profiles here, and I need to select both of them. So that's my inside, that's my outside. And my distance is going to be 0.84, which I'm reading from the box on page 7. And I need to add this thing called a taper. And a taper allows you to extrude at an angle instead of straight out. So if I click on the More tab, I have this second option called taper that you've probably never noticed before. So I'll put in an extreme angle just to show you what it's doing. So that's a 20-degree angle. That is far too much for what we need. I think a 5-degree angle is just about right. It's just a small amount of taper to make it a little bit larger at the top. I know it doesn't say in the packet what number to use because it's really up to you, but I think a 5-degree taper looks pretty good. So I am going to click OK. And this actually finishes up the first part of the Automoblox person. Try and rotate this to get a better view of it. The second video is going to show you how to actually perform a special type of cut extrusion as well as draw the head for the Automoblox person. So make sure you save this as a separate file and you can then jump right into the second video.